And on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti, Prime Minister Modi has paid his tribute to Bapu. The Prime Minister is currently at Rajghat for an all-faith prayer meet where he'll also pay floral tributes to Mahatma Gandhi on the occasion of the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Prime Minister Modi also took to Twitter just a few minutes ago to put out his tribute to Gandhiji, saying, we bow to beloved Bapu on Gandhi Jayanti. There's much to learn from his life and noble thoughts. May Bapu's ideals keep guiding us in creating a prosperous and compassionate India. So these are the live visuals from Rajghat. Every year on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti, you see dignitaries, political leadership coming together to pay their tribute to Gandhiji at the Rajghat. This time around, we'll have to see if you still see the political bigwigs coming together there, considering we're also dealing with a pandemic. The Prime Minister at the Rajghat paying his floral tribute. This will be followed by a prayer meet. It's an all-faith prayer meet, keeping in mind the ideals of Mahatma Gandhi. The Prime Minister has time and again invoked Mahatma Gandhi's teaching, his ideals, to in fact say that this is what he also wants to achieve in the course of his term as Prime Minister. He also started, of course, the Swachh Abhiyan movement, the Swachh India movement on Gandhi Jayanti, something that has been a hugely successful initiative in India. So that's the Prime Minister there making his way through, expecting that he will be seated there for the prayer meet as well. Rahul Srivastava is joining us with more details on this. Rahul, Prime Minister Modi there at the Rajghat, as is the case every year on Gandhi Jayanti. There's usually a prayer meet also that's held. Things could be a little different this time. May not see the usual people like the former Prime Minister, the leadership of the Congress and the BJP coming together for that meet, considering we're also dealing with a pandemic. But at this, on this occasion, even as the Prime Minister is there paying his floral tribute, the Prime Minister has time and again referred to Gandhiji's ideals with regards to his political journey as well. Rahul, are you there with us? We'll reconnect with Rahul in just a bit. So you've got these visuals coming in from the Rajghat. A few minutes ago, the Prime Minister paid a floral tribute. We're expecting that there will be more political dignitaries coming there to pay their respects to Mahatma Gandhi. The Prime Minister also tweeting there, we bow to beloved Bapu on Gandhi Jayanti. There's much to learn from his life and noble thoughts. May Bapu's ideals keep guiding us in creating a prosperous and compassionate India. Rahul Srivastava is back with us. Rahul, even as we're beaming these live visuals from Rajghat, the Prime Minister has also tweeted his tribute to Gandhiji, and he's always invoked Gandhi's ideals, Gandhi's teachings in the course of his political journey.
Actually, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has added a greater significance to 2nd October. You see, if you recall, his Swachh Bharat campaign started on the 2nd October, has reached perhaps has been one of the most penetrative campaigns that have been carried out by the government as far as the government effort or a public campaign is concerned. If you go anywhere in the country today, one can see that Swachh Bharat either has had an impact already in terms of people participating, government spending money, or even if not, then at least the message on the walls and on the streets that there needs to be a cleaner country as far as the challenges are concerned. And more so today, if you see the COVID pandemic, it has laid a huge emphasis as far as hygiene is concerned. Though there have been a great sense of worry and criticism from the Congress party and several others, that the BJP and Prime Minister Narendra Modi are trying to co-opt Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, and there have been certain controversies. But yes, steadfastly one can say is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has kept the Gandhi theme as a constant play, be it celebrations about the birth of Mahatma Gandhi, or time and again using Gandhi as a symbol of India. If you recall that famous visit by the Chinese premier to the in Ahmedabad at Sabarmati and the Gandhi ashram. So what one can say is the Gandhi theme has been made constant. Importantly, if one goes to the Khadi Gramodyog today, Gandhi's message about Khadi, I think, has had a huge impact vis-a-vis what Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his government has done. So much so, the Khadi Gramodyog is a very successful business venture, with the sales scaling new heights almost every year. So what one can say is that in terms of Father of Nations' significance, in terms of his messaging, I think this government has done a lot to play up one Gandhi's role, but also to utilize the elements that Gandhi represented, hygiene, and several others, as far as the government policy systems are concerned.
Rahul, as you pointed out, several initiatives that the Prime Minister started on Gandhi Jayanti, several of his policies, several of the ideas that the Prime Minister has spoken of stem from Mahatma Gandhi's beliefs. But what that's also led to is a lot of politics over Mahatma Gandhi. You've seen political parties literally trying to take credit for Gandhi's ideals, saying that, almost an ownership game, you could say, over the fact that over Mahatma Gandhi's ideals and over the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti.
Yes, there has been a great amount of consternation also when Prime Minister Narendra Modi took on the first anniversary of the Swachh Bharat. If you recall that famous picture of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the entire BJP cadres moving around with brooms in their hands. And yes, a lot of it was very organized and orchestrated, and of course for photo opportunities. And there was a lot of criticism also on the fact that the BJP is trying to co-opt Mahatma Gandhi. And see, for example, what the BJP has managed to do, or Prime Minister Narendra Modi has managed to do with Sardar Patel. Sardar Patel, if to the uninitiated, if you see the statue in Gujarat, the uninitiated would feel that Sardar Patel was more a leader in the BJP's pantheon than the Congress is. And the Congress has been extremely varied. Lal Bahadur Shastri, for example, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was one of the few Prime Ministers who went to the old home of the ex-Prime Minister, who was a very staunch congressman in terms of ideology. And one by one, as one can say, is that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has gone in for utilizing what these Congress leaders, Father of the Nation, and others had stood for, and utilized it very successfully. Perhaps there might be political criticism, but I will say, for example, I have just come back from Lucknow, and some parts of area of the state, even around the state capital, the villages had virtually no hygiene and cleanliness messages. You go and see today, at least there is a greater consciousness. Toilets being built all over the country in terms of a toilet at each home. Schools getting toilets. I think Gandhi had a potential even after he passed away. The legacy had possibilities. And I think this government has, in some way, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, through the government policies, have tried to make Gandhi more of a practical entity, reach homes, his message reaching people's homes, and benefiting them eventually. I think any political message needs a certain amount of tangible popular benefits for the people.
Absolutely. Rahul, thank you for joining us. The legacy of Gandhiji, as Rahul Srivastava said, continues to live on. The times that we live in, the incidents that have been reported in the country the last few days, perhaps now is better a time than ever to remember what Gandhi stood for.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.